Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a realistic voiceover. You may hear my tiny toddler in the background making some noise here, but we got to do what we got to do. So today we're going to be making some hemp seed milk. As you can see, there's some simple ingredients here. We're going to start off with 2 cups of water. And then we're going to be adding in some coconut water. I like to use Harmless Harvest as one of my favorite coconut waters. You don't have to use coconut water. You can just use 4 cups of water. But I like to add half and half. So I'm going to do 2 cups of water and 2 cups of the coconut water. And you can also try different kinds of coconut water. It doesn't have to be this specific brand, but like I said, this is just the brand that I prefer to use. And then once we have that added to the blender, we're going to go ahead and add in the coconut milk powder and then also the hemp seeds, and we have some soaked dates that we'll be adding in as well. So as you can see here, this will be the coconut powder that we're adding in. I add in 1/4 cup of this. You don't need any more. This is the perfect blend for that coconut texture. Also for that like milk texture, it gives it some extra vitamins and protein. And then as you can see here, we have the soaked dates. I used 6 soaked dates. I usually just put them on the stove, let them boil for maybe about 5 minutes. And then they should be good to go. Once you put a fork in them and they're soft, then you can go ahead and add them in. And then as you can see here, we have the hemp seeds. We're going to add in 3/4 cup of the hemp seeds here. Once again, this adds in the protein and other minerals that I like to use for my milk. I also use this for my toddler's milk, so she drinks this as well, and she has actually been drinking this since she was about 4 months old. And as you can see here, we have gone ahead and blended it. So this is what it looks like here once it's blended. We're going to go ahead and put this into a cheesecloth strainer here. And then as you can see, we have the bowl under it. So we're just going to go ahead and do a simple strain. And then I also will strain it again after I do this process. So it really doesn't take that long to get this done. I would say maybe about 15 to 20 minutes at max. Like I said, very simple ingredients, which is why I love to make it. And I just love using hemp seeds because they have that extra protein outside of the other nuts and other things you can also add in to, add extra protein or nutrients, whatever you prefer. You can get creative with it. I am going to be trying soon pumpkin seed milk. I seen that online. This is not my recipe either. This is a recipe that I found online. So this is what I've been using, and this what works for me. So as you can see here, I'm speeding up the process. I'm sure you guys don't want to see me strain this forever. So once I got as much milk out of that as I possibly could, then we're going to go ahead and take this out. Now I do keep the pulp that's inside after I've strained the milk, and I actually use that in smoothies. We don't waste anything over here, so I'm going to be putting that into a separate bowl here, as you can see, and then I'm going to go ahead and keep that in the fridge just for a few days. And as you can see, there's the texture of that now that I've squeezed out all the milk. So that's what that looks like, and like I said, I'll put that into a blender, add a few other ingredients into that. Then we're going to move on to putting this into a glass jar, and we're just going to go ahead and store it in the fridge. I usually store it in the fridge for, I would say, about 3 to 4 days. I'm not sure how long it would last after that because it's usually gone by then. So I usually make this if I have to, maybe every other day, depending on how much of it that we use. So as you can see, this is the second process to strain it. Again, now you don't have to do this process, but I like to do it just to make sure that all the chunks and everything is out of it, especially because baby girl is drinking this as well. So we want to make sure it's as smooth as possible without any of the pulp still in it. So that's it. That's the process. Let me know in the comments if you would try this. Subscribe for more plant-based recipes, and thanks for watching.